Ebusian wa kwaba eba wo car no dwumedie eso. Wo car no dwumedie ya dwumedie sronko a ya hyehyɛ na ye de eboa ama yehu ye dada asetremu edem aka edi yenuanom ebi. Ebusian ye pese yesua ade bebre ewo wo car no dwumedie eso. Na etumi aboa ama ewudie a ehyen edi yenuanom ewo omayi mu no. Eto etumi abre ase. Enu ti bombode se woni be hia kwesiade eni kwesiade biara abra no nson abo na yensua ade ewo wo car no dwumedie eso ma menka wo se ubetumi ahwe wo car no dwumedie ewo ba bia wo social media handles Facebook, YouTube, any bia wonim say social media handle bia no kɔ hɔ a wo car no ubehu se dwumedie no aba na yetumi esua ade mepa cha obɔ moden se woni me ebetena se me din ede asofo chiame kwesiade ni kwesiade bia me de wo car no dwumedie ebebrew ewo kasa fidie yi eso eni ti bɔ moden se woni me ebehia ma me ntwa me ho na me nkwaje aboafo nkrato me ba e de dwumedie no aka no ato aso Ebusiam sama wakwa babio eba wo car no dwumedie eso ene mensa company a ono na oye CEO edema Stankers Auto Works a ewo awoshi ewo enkramemu Mr. Kelvin Kwe ono na mensa aka no na ene ye pese ye hwe the components of a vehicle Edi kan no ye behwe advantages, disadvantages, uses of a car. Now we dey go with the components of a vehicle. Okay, anti me ma Mr. Kelvin Akwaba na yahwe the components of a vehicle. Eno na ene yesua ho ade. Eno ma ye kekambo mu a ema yenya ehyen ankasa. Eno na ene yehwe. Na ansa na ye bekọ eno ma ye kekambo mu na ema yehu car. That is a component of a car no. Ma menko Mr. Kelvin Chen na yen hyase emfri emfaso a nipa enya ewo car ho na afi yetumi ebubu mu a na ye dey about the components of a vehicle a eye enne topic no Mr. Kelvin you're welcome once again to wo car no dwumedie ewo kasa foni eso me pacho ansana ye be hye dwumedie na se no I want us to educate our viewers on the uses of a vehicle to mankind. And since you are the CEO of Stankers Auto Works, I think you are the best person to tell us something that is useful, that makes a car useful to our viewers.
Mankind, okay. I'm Kelvin from Stankers Auto Works, CEO of Stankers Auto Works. Cars have so many uses.
Okay.
From the initial invention of the first vehicle, it's been able to save human beings a lot of time and a lot of effort. So cars are efficient. So let's say you are going to Kumasi, you can walk from here to Kumasi in 4 hours.
Okay.
When you sit in this car, you can get there in 2 hours, 3 hours time. You saved yourself a lot of hours, about 2 days walk journey. Back in the past where people walk to locations,
okay.
Cars make it more effective. But it also has its downside, safety and other so many. The components of a car, it comprises of a lot of parts. A car like this can have 1,000 parts involved to make the whole car.
Okay.
The major parts are the drivetrain. Drivetrain consists of the engine and the gearbox of the axle. That's what moves the car.
Okay.
And also we have the body consisting of the doors, the fenders, the bonnet, the bumpers.
Okay, so before we come there, let me ask this from the education you gave to us concerning a car, it's being useful to mankind. You said it helps us save a lot of time. Good. Formerly, our forefathers were using horse, camel. Now we are using vehicle. How should we blend these two? Is there any difference between using a camel, horse, and our time using a vehicle?
Yes, there's a big difference. A horse can't stay on a journey for long. Let's say you are traveling from here to Tamale. The horse will have to take stops.
Okay.
Rest, drink water, you understand, eat. But with the car, the moment you're able to put fuel into the car, non-stop, as long as the car is proper performing car. It can take you from point A to point Z.
Okay.
That's the main purpose of the car, is to drive.
Okay.
You understand? Back then, our forefathers used to have horses because they didn't have the means to make cars.
Okay.
And later on developed, they started doing single stroke cars. And right now we are having electric cars. So within that time frame, there's been efficiency. First, we used to have cars which consume a lot of fuel. Now they are producing cars which save you a lot of money.
Okay.
And right now petrol is very expensive. So
sure.
It's every year an improvement. Every year the cars become better and better and better. So
okay.
Compared to the past, cars have come a long way.
Okay. Yeah, better Mr. Kelvin I say. Mr. Kelvin I check your name be brave. Mr. Kelvin say and say car aboyan ama enne yemre enkane yebetu yede enna enante kwantenten ekọ baabi no enne etumi aboyen ama yetumi ede car ekọ saada kro na mu enunti car ababeboyen bebre Mr. Kelvin egusu a wo chekere enwema ba ko mienu bi a ebeboyen me yesua ade a car eye enafe emmoa a ede aboa nipa ewo enne asetena mu enti Mr. Kelvin eda so ewo ha Mr. Kelvin we would again want to ask I was saying is it necessary that each and everyone gets a car in Ghana or in the world?
No, it's not necessary. That's why we have public transport.
Okay.
Don't even take Ghana into context. Let's go to the developed countries in America and in Europe, the UK. You see they improve on their public transport day in, day out.
Sure.
To allow the commuters feel comfortable.
Sure.
Because if everybody has a car, the roads will be choked, there will be little to know where to go. That means we have to always be doing road development day to cater for all these vehicles.
Okay.
You understand? They will be putting stress on the road. The road should not be able to take the stress from the vehicle. So I don't advise everybody to go in for a car. Depending, you need to study your situation or your topography. Maybe you need a car because you stay so many miles away from work and you are not able to get public transport. Some people too save more money with public transport compared to owning a vehicle. Okay. So you just need to know the best time and time properly, let me say, before going in for a car. It doesn't mean because cars are efficient and necessary, you just get up and buy one.
That is it. And when I beside the amount our classmates ene unianum anu omo sha se enyina toka na wuntumi nto bi a na ayeda dwen ede ama ono mepese Mr. Kelvin ensem ye hye wunkran se enye nipa bia ena esese onya car enye nipa bia ena esese onya car enunti ena public transport ewo ho trotro ho ayalolo ho cars awu bebre taxis eye adwuma train eye adwuma. Thank you Mr. Kelvin. Enti momoden se unika eno enye odadwen enye nipa bia ena esese onya car. Mr. Kelvin, let's come back to the topic for today, components of a vehicle. Now we are going to give us the components of a vehicle and then its uses. So we go one after the other. I explain, we educate our viewers, and then we pick it up from there.
Sure. So a car entails a lot of components.
Okay.
Yes. We have the drivetrain. Drivetrain consists of the engine and the gearbox connecting to the axles or the prop shaft.
Okay.
So that's what moves the car. It sets the car in motion.
Okay.
We also have the body or the chassis. The chassis is the frame on which the body sits on. The body consists of the fenders, the bonnet, the doors, the side skirts, quarter panels, boot, back bumper, and more, depending on the type of car. There are 4x4s, SUVs, sports, utility vehicle, something like a Kia Sorento or a Toyota Fortuner. We have sports cars like this Porsche.
Okay.
So they all have different components depending on what need or the use of the car be. This is for speed. So this will have a very big engine and it will be lower. So it will be able to go through the air much quicker. So its components wouldn't be the exact same as what you find in an SUV or in a 4x4.
Okay.
So every car has its own components. So as I've broken it down, the drivetrain is the engine, gearbox. The interior too consists of the dashboard, the steering wheel. That's what you use to control the car, to veer from left to right. Then the drivetrain, engine, gearbox, axles, the doors is for the chassis of the vehicle.
Okay, until Mr. Kelvin, I would want to ask that with the components you just gave us, is there any aspect of a car that a component that without it a car is still a car?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Cars which don't have roofs, which consists of the chassis of the car.
Okay.
So it depends, as I said, it depends on the type of car, the car and what its purpose for.
Sure.
Yes. So like with a sports car, you realize that safety features that you find in a SUV or in a normal car, you don't find them in sports cars because they are meant for speed. You understand? So it depends. Every car is unique in its own way.
Okay.
Yes, but the most important is the drivetrain. The drivetrain is what powers the car. Without the drivetrain, the car is just static. It's not going anywhere.
Okay. And here we have na Mr. Kelvin actually mu ema yen say ebi ana bibi wo car ho a wo free mu a still car no car o se ane ye wo parts bi wo ho a say eni car ho a car no da so car ye adwuma te say ewo ho na enu nti me pese me san so ebisa Mr. Kelvin bio say do we have certain components that without it the car cannot work? I think we have something like tie and other steer. Do we have any so list those things that without it a car still can't be a car?
You need rims for the tires,
okay,
brakes to stop the car. You also need a drivetrain to propel the car.
Okay.
You need yes, I think this and a battery for power.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, the drivetrain consists of other parts. The alternator, that's what recharges the battery every time you use the car. Then, if your car is equipped with air conditioning, you need an air conditioning compressor.
Okay.
With it attached to the engine.
Okay.
So with that one, though, you can do away because some cars don't come with air conditioning.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's not an important part.
Okay.
So that's
Okay. All right. Abushia na Mr. Kelvin so actually mu bio say senia enwema bi eni car ho a car no eda so eye car no sara na se enwema bi so eni ho a car no entumi enye car enu nti eno wa chechire mu no na parts and as a component Mr. Kelvin abobo so amaye no Mr. Kelvin shop eye Stancast Auto Works enti ye be hu sa nnwema ni nyina bi abra Mr. Kelvin ede ye ekọ na yakọ akohwe engine alternator battery tie rim steer ene de keke ka hu nyina ente busia nyabotre tweme na mentwa me ho nje aboafo nkrato emra me ba ye be kọ car no ho na yetimi akohwe sa nnwema nyina. And to send Mr. Kelvin able board the components of a vehicle no me hu sade sia wabobo say e pese ye hu niam a obobo ni bi e na ode yen abaha Mr. Kelvin ade kakra kai what is it?
This W12 engine for a Bentley Continental flying spare.
So this is engine
drivetrain complete. Okay. Engine and gearbox.
Oh, okay. So we have the engine and then we have the gearbox. Wow.
This is the engine. We're 12 cylinders.
Okay.
For Bentley Continental flying spare. That two Jumabi were inside, so we dropped it down to do some work on the car here. So this the complete drivetrain. It consists of the engine and the gearbox. So engine produces the power.
Okay.
It sends the power into the gearbox. So gearbox, best sending it straight into the differential. Spread the power to the tires. Okay. So from differential way a forward drive. So almost a shaft for her. Yeah. So it gives power to the two tires in front.
Into when a shaft. Okay.
So it takes the power from the gearbox. We attain it. So that's what ends up turning the tire.
Okay.
Right here.
Yes,
Banechi.
Wow.
So it can't just stop here. Some cars only have it in front, but with power no endorsement. So you better say all the four tires will have power at the same time. Okay. So long shaft, be that middle straight into
aha say no.
Aha. Yes. So who say it's
okay,
so
okay.
So long shaft from the back all the way straight to the differential. Differential no spread the power in between the two ties over here.
Okay.
Gearbox no one there. Diff
gearbox in here.
That's a front dick, a front torque converter, and no front ties no power, but a separated power from front to back. So from here, the power is distributed from here, the front part.
Okay.
But the back one is taken all the way from here, the long shaft straight into the differential. The differential no, turn it, and it ends up turning the two shafts over here.
Okay.
To spread power equally. Yeah. So that's the drivetrain.
All right.
Drive the car. So
okay.
It's called a drivetrain.
Okay. Then you again mentioned of the ties, and I think these are the ties.
Yes.
And then now
the brakes.
Brake.
The caliper. Your friend the caliper. A chip. We know. So all the power being exerted over here is this one stops it.
Oh, okay.
6-piston caliper. So a piston hold it. This no from rotating, so that's how the car is able to come to a stop. We press it brake, and now a chip way, and now a slow the rotation from the shaft.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why you always have to have good brakes, because power, you know, there has to be something to stop it in case there needs to be there's a need for the car to stop.
Sure.
Sure. You also have the shock absorbers with any other one. And that's what keeps the car with air suspension. So better not pitch home and also drop itself. Okay. The engine, this engine is a very powerful engine. So it will turbo, you know, Bakusha. There's also another one.
The friend is saying turbo. And only your thing.
A Mac can and run more. Okay. So what it does is exhaust gases flow. It fan it back into. It takes back the exhaust gases and it produces pressure. So my engine more pressure. So okay. I say balloon. Inflated a balloon when you are able to hold it and release small. I will say vagina balloon. Yeah. So that's what the turbo does. It gives it more pressure for the engine to move faster. I get it. So this car, we're a very, very, very powerful car. Oh, okay. It's not like our
the car we're a car ben.
We're a Bentley Continental flying spare.
Bentley Continental flying spare.
Yes.
Wow.
British car.
The first time I'm at TBD new. Because I'm this one so first time I'm at TBD. Okay, and we have the doors, the fenders, as you mentioned. Yes, the boot, the bonnet. Yes. And you be a bonnet now. Never you be who and run a year way. I see. And water tank, and also a yedema engine
for cooling. All this power, no, there has to be cool air metal. Okay. Cooling no, be expanding. Okay. Expanding a nice engine. Oh, okay. There will be friction. I get it. So there always has to be cooling. So some cars better bear 10 radiators because of the engine. We better that's 4 and 5. I've not counted yet. Okay. To have a lot of radiators. Oh, okay. Yes, to cool the engine down because cooling is very important. Okay. It's the engine we also need air conditioning where you man say will be air conditioning. So sorry. With the engine, how I know a producer, it comes over here. Okay. This is the pulley, engine pulley. So for the power generated by the engine comes here, and what creates belt system with. So we attend belt no to turn all the components. We alternator. This is produce energy for the battery. Okay. So we alternator no. All the pulling or the force is coming from here within the engine. Engine power na babeda. So when this turns, it turns the pulley over here to attend charge the battery no. What I say. Okay. Also we have this is the power steering. Okay. Power steering for softness in the steering. Yeah. You can steer it nicely. We're air conditioned motor. So when you turn it to produce power no pumps the gas into the car for you to enjoy the air conditioning. Okay. Yeah, so that's the air conditioning motor. This is the power steering. We're here for oil. Oh yeah. So put the oil back inside. Okay. There's a filler cap. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for educating us more on components of a vehicle. And we say that so I heard the components of a vehicle. Mr. Kevin, I be in a car home. And the young one in China, you get the all the so church as
a component of a vehicle?
Okay, so we're a Porsche Cayman GT4.
That's the name of the car?
Yes, Porsche Cayman GT4. Okay, so we're the front bumper. So it's a form of protection for pedestrians.
Okay.
Inventor no design the car, there are some guidelines. If an NCAP rating, he has to meet those guidelines. And about design the car, it also has to be pedestrian friendly. In the case where or the car will be, it should be in such a way say and receive too much damage. So almost shape the bumper in such a way the person can easily come and fall or have minimum.
Okay. Okay.
So also protected vitals.
Okay.
Vital components behind the front bumper. To say radiator, intercooler, yes, any wiring. So that's the front bumper. Where headlights is used for showing light at night. So in dark places, that's all your high light, your low beam. Also indicators to indicate left and right.
Okay.
We have bonnet parts. In this case, car we know the engine no more cheap.
Engine will chiremum. Wow.
You've got a mid-engine car, so engine will made designed for weight balance. So engine is behind the driver directly. So handle your boot. But in normal cars, no, I handle your engine.
And see how many boot with this Porsche car? Wow.
This Porsche car, where fenders no, is to support and hold the lights in place.
Okay.
We also have the tires and the rims for mobility.
Okay.
So windshield too is also a form of protection against the winds, dust, anything there. Because you drive without windshield, anything can come into your eye. You also have the wipers in case for rain to clear the windscreen for clearer vision. Side mirrors to look at opposite direction behind.
Okay.
So at least you are able to move in between the lanes.
Okay.
You have the windows also for protection and also to for privacy.
Okay.
Yes, privacy. Doors no also for privacy.
Oh, okay.
This is the Porsche. We know your Porsche. It's a two-tone finish. That's why you're seeing two colors.
Okay.
It's a very two-tone finish. Then we have the back fender. We have the rims and engine for this car. Unfortunately, you can't see it.
Okay.
It's located down here.
Okay.
Any backlights, any rear bumper.
Wow.
Yes, these
Wow.
are the components.
Okay. Okay. Now we see it.
Rear bumper.
Rear bumper.
Rear.
Oh, okay,
rear
okay.
Also exhaust down. Rear exhaust.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now me pacho I said light be da.
We have brake light. So
Oh, okay.
I'm position in such a case where if your car you are using or the car behind this car is not able to see this one's come on.
At least over who
You
say
know that the driver is stopping.
Okay.
You slow down.
Okay. I wish for any send your no. We are watching the component of a vehicle. Mami twa me wona menje abofo nka to my ba na ye de dwumedie no akwawie krakra. All right, abusia entino wankasa wudi weni ehu rounds ahodo a yekoye engine a yekuhu ye ene nema hu bebre a yekuhu ya it makes a car, and that is the component of a car. Enema yekekabomu a ema car eye car okura car nanso unim ehu enema bi, but ene mo car no dwumedie enti oboade ye wadom ama wonso wahu me pese ya kire wo se Stancast Auto Work ewo awosh enunti me call Mr. Kevin nchen na enuama ahodo a Mr. Kevin na busuafo eye ewo ha no wotumi akyerekire yemu when you so car ama emfomso aba saa time na wunya enkyekire ya ene ye de ma we enti car no problem kakra aba ho ense Mr. Kevin adahoroma enti obetumi aboawo ama car no asan esi ne dadam ebio ne enti a dwumedie ene nkyekire mu enyina ebre wo ne se ebeboawo na ama wo car na wukuta no car na etumi akyewo wonsam na enuma bi nso a wunnim no ene wo car no dwumedie aboawo ama wotumi ehu enti bo modern se kwesiade ene kwesiade bia wo ne yen ebehia Mr. Kelvin when we come to Stancast Auto Works What are your services?
We comprise of a lot of services.
Okay.
We do the basics, bodyworks, and spraying, upholstery, branding, customization, upgrades, a lot.
So what is upholstery?
Upholstery is the leather within the car, like the
okay.
seat. Yeah.
Okay. And then spraying.
Car spraying, yeah, custom colors.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have different, a very different color compared to whatever you see in the country.
Okay.
And the products we use are top notch.
Okay.
Yes. After spraying, yeah, polishing.
Okay.
We sand the car down, polish it so it's shiny. Then protected paint, with ceramic coating. So yeah, process.
Okay.
It's a big process the car goes through, and when it comes out, your car looks like a mirror.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That's for the spraying.
Wow.
Spraying, yeah, wrapping. We also wrap cars. No, that's when you don't want to touch the existing color on the car. No?
Okay.
I had a sticker with the metallic can. Nah, the whole.
Body meaning.
Yes. I don't know that I saw Kwame Eugene's Range Rover Velar. Time that you gold.
Okay.
No, yeah, wrap.
Okay.
Yes, to wrap.
Okay.
Then with branding, to say maybe your company name or you want something customized on the car, and also yeah. Then also we are able to also design cars from scratch.
Wow.
So, yeah, so we are not fully formed yet, but with time, we won't be there.
Wow. And to say, Obi Shayen, and I'd made the cosi. Na nene agye ho se ode ne car ebe brew na bi a wa customize wa spray why no upholstery ni others ampacho kwan ben so na nsa betumi account.
Oh, so your Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Instagram no yeah stancast_gh. Stancast no yeah STUNNCUST.
Okay.
_GH.
Okay.
Then Facebook no Stancast Autoworks. STUNNCUST Autoworks. AUTOWORKS. Or you can call our lines. I'm sure you can put it on the screen.
Yes.
Official lines, for further. But I better say because social media, because the social media comprises of everything we've done.
Okay.
And you can keep up to date with latest work.
Sure. And then we see Mr. Kelvin Aircan, but more than say social media handles na good TV na say no over to me akọ na wakohwe enduma hodoa Mr. Kelvin ene na djuma kuo a Stancast Autowork omo aye na wotumi edi ekire na wo de wo hyen anasa wo car no wotumi ede aba the telephone numbers nso na egu ase no enti bomboden se obefa na wone no atwetwe enkomo na bia a wo bia no wotumi aba. Mr. Kelvin, we have 16 regions in Ghana and you happen to be in the Greater Accra. Do you have other branches in other parts of the country?
No, we don't. We are solely based in Accra
for
now.
Okay.
Yes, but with time, maybe a best should take off.
Okay.
So at least we can be south and north.
All right.
So
All right. So that is great.
By the grace of God,
that is
this year we should open another branch.
Sure. And today me bisa Mr. Kelvin among one upper west, upper east, any other part of the country, you know. Muni Ghana no ye pese ye bisa say Mr. Kelvin or branches bi o baby are able to me aboamo ana erunti no erunso ewo ho enti bo modern Mr. Kelvin say ebi ni da bia Accra nko an emu bo modern say afi be kwawie no na northern part of the country no we nya bi ewo ho Mr. Kelvin obi be ka say o kasa no bo Kwame Eugene car obi be ka say ene say Kwame Eugene dia ne say me dem ntim fa me car nko no bo be den charges no for one na
moderate.
Okay.
Yeah, moderate.
Okay.
Depending on the type of work. So the quality of the work is top notch.
Sure.
Definitely expect a price no any better, but we always try our best to make sure the customers are happy.
Okay.
With the pricing and also the finishing of the car. So maybe sometimes we are better to reach an agreement.
Okay.
So you just call. Don't be afraid. Call.
Okay.
And also, since we are not enough now, we are towing services. So if you can't drive from the north, you better send it to a truck. On by the far car, or the far car free Nigeria, but the far car is free Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal.
Wow, back Ghana. When I Ghana, all trending, but more than say, over friend, na mana, a good asiano, na say, wait me, abba, na ye a human fair at the amount. Me patrol baby, I will share in Biano. se wo ye auto mechanic anase onso wudi dwuma ahodo bi na opese wo ba dwumedie yi eso a me pa cho ye telephone numbers na egu ase no nanso me sanso abo e de ama frem penifo na oni ye penifo enwetwe enkomo me pa cho ye WhatsApp line egu TV na se wo betumi afa na wo asembise bia wo de afaso e de amayen me pa cho ye na ma wo be frɛ yen na woni ya twetwe enkomo se opese ye ba waso ye na ye no ebedi dwumedie soronko se senia ene ya ba Stankers Auto Works ya me pa cho wo be frɛ 0249 590 427 0249 590 427 o frɛ ne a ye beje oso na ye no edi enketa ho se de ese na efata eno ti kwesi de bia bomboden se nonson ebremu me kire 7 p.m. Wode wafidie no ebeto ha na ye de wo car no dwumedie e de abrel medi nkan ka kire se wo car no dwumedie obetumi ahwe ne ba bia se wo tika mu se wo adwuma ba bia wo bia obetumi ahwe social media handles no eye adwuma Facebook ukwa ubehu uka ni dwumedi ewo YouTube uka ni dwumedi ebeba na mepacho esan se awefie wo nipa hu ntino uko YouTube na hu uka ni dwumedi mepacho like it and then subscribe se me be ya kwesie de bia no notification betumi aba o phone so na wetumi ene yen edi dwuma ewo uka no dwumedi eso enti me sanse susubio ama se uko YouTube like it and then subscribe like it and then subscribe me pacho wo subscribe we a but money sabama wumia bi nso ayeden a subscribe so you share on Facebook you share our video for us me pacho ene topic ayede bre no o say the component of a vehicle bia na was mbise bia so fo chia me membisa me pese wo hewu screen ase ho ya WhatsApp line egu ho but modern say wo be fa WhatsApp line no na wo de wasembisa no abreye na edi eya no ebebrel enti bomboden se ubedi sa adwuma no e de ama me din e de asofo chia me ene me guest me no etwetwe enkomo eye the CEO of Stankers Auto Work a ewo awoshi Mr. Kelvin Kwe ana me no etwetwe enkomo na wotwe se ne ye besan so ehia ewo kasafidie so 7 p.m. obo de nhira na ye okese pa makran